Yo, 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 yo. What it do? It's number 59. We are giving feedback on songs, music time, dubsteps. You know what it is. You submit your song in my Discord, live, WIP feedback. I'm going to listen to your work in progress. We're going to evaluate frequency spectrum, stereo image, energy levels, all the good things, you know what I'm saying? So, we have about 19 submissions here. We're going to get started. First one is going to be called Froggy Rhythm. We'll go ahead and see who submitted such an amazing artwork. Kalo, Froggy Rhythm, WIP. Let's go ahead and get it done. Let's see what we got.
Equally at home, living in the wettest of rainforests and the driest of deserts. Their diversity of habitat is matched by their extraordinary range in size and shape.
Size and shape, though.
What's more remarkable is the fact that although they're all dependent on moisture, many have evolved extraordinary behavior or physical features that have enabled them to conquer every environment on Earth. Even this harsh environment is home to frogs.
Frogs. Nice. That's Froggy Rhythm by Salo or Kalo. I'm not too sure how to say it, but that was very nice. It felt very good. All the frogs, and it really puts you in a nice atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Like nature. Lots of reverb. Almost too much reverb. Sounds pretty good, honestly. I just think that we should add more rhythmic elements to start speeding up the energy once we get towards the drop. It feels very static, like we're not moving enough in this section.
They're equally at home, living in the wettest of rainforests and the driest of deserts.
Yeah, so just a little bit energy and tension build up right before the pre-drop will be very helpful.
Of deserts.
You do a lot of automation, you know, washouts, reverb automation, different things, delay. Now, overall, the sounds are cool, but the way that they're moving together, it gets pretty repetitive over time. It starts to become pretty easy to predict the main melody. So you want to do some type of call and response, go back and forth between two melodies or two sounds. We have a switch up here, but it just comes too late. All this starts to get pretty repetitive after the first 4 bars. So you want to make sure that you keep the energy progressing over time. Same thing with this main sound. It gets repetitive towards the end. Start changing up the rhythms, changing up the pitch so that you can make variations. And then with this type of like almost psychedelic, wubby, froggy hybrid stuff we got going on here, you really want to mess with the image. So lots of panning to left, to right, the middle. Right now the space is kind of taken up in the middle the whole time, and we're not really using left and right enough. So you want to be doing all kinds of different automations and movements between left, right, and middle in your stereo image. That'll help a lot with the overall feeling and effect of the sound. But it's nice. Good idea, man. Good job. That's what I like to see. That's Froggy Rhythm. Up next, we got Scaniel with Remember Small WIP. Let's go ahead and get it done. I'm going to get my iPad so I can see the chat. 1 second. All right, let's get it done.
Scanning.
All right, cool. This is pretty good. It's actually too loud. -2 lefts is just way too loud for this type of like bass house type of track. So make sure you're like around, you know, -4 or -5. That's loud, and that's enough dynamic range and headroom for this type of track, which will be good. The overall melody, like there's not really much flow or movement. It kind of sounds almost erratic with the way these sounds are moving.
Scanning.
Like the main rhythm is dun 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 dun, and then we have a little call which is like. It's just very wonky, you know, because like the movement of a house track isn't on the basses, right? The movement is coming from the bass line, and you're getting a groove from the bass line. So really, the sub and the bass line should be what's dominant in the whole rhythmic structure here. But it's really like you're kind of trying to make a dubstep drop in the bass house drop when you want to work kind of the other direction and make sure that sub is grooving, and then your other sounds just kind of blend with the sub. Because your sub is kind of just like doing the exact things as those basses, which isn't a groovable, movable melody. You know, dun 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 dun. Like that's not enough. It has to be simplified. You know, boom. Like the bass line should be like boom, 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 boom. You can even leave what's there and totally change the bass line to make it more simplified and really catch a groove. You know, get us dancing more. That'll help a lot. And then dynamic shifts. So like there's a lot of noise. You want to make sure there's silence, fills with silence. We want to go from loud to quiet basically in the drop, so we can have these huge dynamic shifts. It'll be very impactful and add more energy in the song as well. Make sure you get it done what to get done, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. There we go. There we go. What's up, Smileys? Thank you for resending the link. And Spaced Out, what is good today? I have got the chat out. I can now say hi. Up next, we have Vlad. Vlad Vulpes Existential WIP 140 BPM E minor. Very good. All right. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me get my water. That's a done deal. That's a done deal. All right. So we either got something super melodic and epic coming, or something creative and unique and new. Let's see.
Who am I, Kylie? Why the fuck? When a horse revealed Baldy? I'm saying this more as like existentialist, you know? Who am I? And how can a fox ever be happy without you'll forget the expression, a chicken in its teeth?
Don't forget to subscribe for future goodies, for amazing exclusivities. You know what it is, what it ain't. Let's get it. Spaced Out for the subscription. You are boss OG player man. Let's go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, wow. Bravo. How beautiful. Very good, Vlad, man. That was, man, talk about a story. Talk about a journey. Talk about wanting to play that again because so much has happened and I just went on a journey and I couldn't even pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of just it's a composition. This is, you know, there's a huge, lots of story being told, different phrases, and it's really nice to feel all these different feelings. So First off, music theory is amazing. Honestly, up until the drop, everything sounds really good. Once we get to the pre-drop, this shit sounds hard. But then we're let down almost because we're like, we've been waiting for this drop. You built it up so perfectly. And the drop should happen here at 33, but you give it a delay and you remove the kick. So literally at the climax of the song, the highest energy peak where we're supposed to start dancing, you removed the kick, and that just lowers the energy level significantly. And then from there, we kind of have to like get the energy back up and kind of build back up, when really it should be the opposite. It should be full energy here, and we keep rising in energy to just maximum energy, and then we break back down. So this, while maybe cool in some instances, it's just not working right here in this song because it's lowering the energy compared to like the second drop where the energy is just so high and we have the structure proper. So let's check it. Let's compare the differences actually. It sounds like normal and decent when we listen from this little tiny section. But if you listen from the actual build up and you listen to this full composition that happened previously, the timing is calling for it to be perfect right here. And this extra delay on top of this pre-drop adds too much time. If you want to do a fake out, make sure it's 4-bar fake out so you can keep the energy perfect. Because right now the timing is messing up the energy compared to the second drop where the timing is right and the energy is maximum. Now you have the delay here. Do you hear how it's going faster? So because of that, we're able to dance and feel faster rhythms. But with this, it's almost halftime. So just little stutters in the auto pan or an arpeggiator, anything like that can add a lot of effect even when we have this delay. We keep the stutter effect and it keeps the energy high and progressing, which is really good. And remember, I mean, the whole concept here is staying in the regular timing, 140. We're dancing, we can add the delays, but if we're in 70 beats per minute, so we're in 70, this is 70 beats per minute basically, not 140. During this section, we would not be able to bob our head that fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We'd be bobbing half the speed, which would be like boom, boom. So basically, we are keeping that half speed energy all the way up from the build up to our drop, which makes it feel a lot different. So just keep those things in mind. It's going to help a lot with being able to make the drops as high energy as possible. That's really the goal. It's a fun time. And then the mixing. So like the main bass is hidden. So in this, the synth, like the strings are louder than your main bass, which is an issue. We want that main bass to be as loud or louder than those strings that are playing. Remember, you have the stereo image, so you can put things wide, put things in the middle, and open up space that way. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Oh, the link is it's in the chat. I can drop it again, one moment. And in the second drop for the mixing, same thing, main bass. It's like, it almost sounds muffled, contained, like there's not enough highs. So make sure you're using compression, pull out all the highs as much as you can, and make sure that, you use EQ8 to boost the highs if you need to, whenever you need more highs as well. So those things will help. Good job though, very good. I'm loving to hear it.
Who the fuck is that dedicated?
We got Placeholder next by that guy, kind of me. fire. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, the elephant with no elephant trunk. Placeholder. Okay, that's placeholder by that guy, Kaname. Cool. So this definitely needs some work because we have some issues where like the intro and the build-up bleed into the drop, and it almost sounds like they're the same thing because the melodies are doing the same thing, and there's not really any separation between the phrases. So intro, breakdown, build-up, drop. These are the different sections. These have all of the phrases within them, and we need to make sure that they all sound different from one another so that we can lead and increase energy, remove sounds, and so forth. Also, the hat rhythm, it's very odd, and it's not really adding any speed or any rhythmic interest to this song. So you really want to make sure that you try different hat patterns and pick the best one rather than just choosing one and running with it, because there's a lot of different other hi-hat patterns that you could have chose, like the quarter note or the eighth note, which would add a lot of energy and make the song feel like there's more to dance to. So that would be 8, or this one's offbeat. You put them offbeat here, so it doesn't feel normal. You can use offbeat, but you have to like sprinkle it in. You have to figure out a way to make it work whenever you're doing something that's off time. Cool. And then basically during these pre-drop sections, you don't want to be playing the melody. You want to have it be a dynamic shift. So it's loud in the build-up, then it goes quiet, maybe with a vocal, and then boom, you hit them with the drop. That makes the drop more impactful. Remember, if the melody is playing during the drop and also in the pre-drop, as well as the breakdown, then it all sounds like one. We need the drop to sound completely different than what happened previously. That's a big issue. Because of that, it makes it very hard to dance and get down to the track. You need to focus on phrasing and also call and response. Phrases would be 4 bars in length, and you want to basically always write within 4 bars and make sure that you know your phrases. If you need help, just hit me up in the Discord. I can answer any questions you got. I can send you videos too if you need to. That is that guy Kaname with placeholder. Keep it up. You got the sounds. We just have to make sure we put the sounds together so we can move as much as possible. You know what I'm saying. All right. So Smiley's uploaded his track, and the first one was broken, so we have to upload the new one. We're going to put that right here. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be back, and we're going to get down to the Smiley's track. You know what it is. Alrighty. So we got Madness with Final M. Final M sounds like Final Master to me. So remember, this is WIP, work in progress. Please submit work in progress. This is not a self-promo video. So just please keep that in mind. This is Smiley's with Madness. I shall listen and give feedback.
Ladies and gentlemen,
better get ready. Come on, baby. Pop that bag. All set. Ready.
make a mad noise. Who kicking ass?
Here we go again with
And madness are everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen,
better get ready. Come on, baby. Pop that bag. All set. Ready.
make a mad noise. Who kicking ass?
Here we go again with
And madness are everywhere.
Nice. That is Smiley's with Madness 6-1. Check out the cover art. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. Nice. Okay, so this is good song. Nice rhythms. Very cool. Like, there's a lot to dance to rhythmically. So, like, check out the drop. Like, you're automatically head bobbing to, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really important. That's what we've been talking about a lot. Can't get stuck in halftime. Now, the one thing is like, when you listen to the whole track, it sounds like the main synths are like muffled and almost have a filter on it, it sounds like. Because if you compare your main sounds to the other sounds in the mix, like the clap, for example, which is standing out. The clap is the sound in this song that is the closest to having its frequencies being played at full. One thing about music, or like when I went to audio school and they taught me about mixing and mastering in professional studios, they would constantly just talk about compression, how it works, what it does. And once your ears get really good, you can start to hear if things are compressed or not. And when something's not compressed, it sounds muffled like this. If it is compressed and it still sounds muffled, then that means that other sounds in the mix, like the sub, could be overpowering and competing with other parts of the mix, especially if you're clipping. If we're clipping a lot of groups and signals or individual tracks, it's going to make it very hard for us to use compression properly because we don't have enough headroom. There's just not enough dynamics. Compression destroys the dynamics, and it's really important that we have to like preserve the dynamics as much as possible while still using compression. That's why it's hard to get things loud and sound clean. Right now, this is just loud with a very loud sub, and the main sounds like your synths, they sound like they're struggling really hard to fight through the mix because the sub is almost overtaking everything too. Sometimes if you pump the sub or get the sub too loud or too beefy, if you cut the mids of the sub, that can help to fit other sounds in the mix. But overall, it just sounds like there needs to be more compression with your main synths. They sound uncompressed. Now, just because they're loud doesn't mean that they're compressed. Now, I just made a whole video about compression if anyone doesn't understand it fully, because it's literally the hardest thing to understand and like master. Because what compression is just doing is making an average signal. So the highs, mids, and lows are loud and at an average clean loudness. And nowadays in Western pop music, compression is everything: vocals, melodies. So when something's compressed, you can tell that the high frequencies are loud enough or like thick enough, I guess. And it's really easy to tell if something's uncompressed because you can just tell from the highs. If the highs sound like regular, just like a regular sound, then they're not compressed. It doesn't sound as professional. So just make sure that you like really study audio engineering, routing, signal flow, EQ, and compression, because these are going to be the most important things now that you're heading to like the very advanced levels of audio production. It's the most complicated and most confusing and the most boring things to learn about audio, but training our ears is going to be really important so that we can get perfect sounds every time, because every single new song, every single new track is all these new issues that you have to adapt to. Not every song is the same, and you can't use compression and EQ the same or clippers the same. It's always going to be different depending on your input source. So keep it up. You're on your grind. I see you, boy. Keep up that grind, dog. Smiley's going in. Smiley's going in. That is madness. Up next, we have a WIP by Corvex. Corvex. Let's get it done. How low can you go? Go. How low? How low? How low?
Don't stop. Let me see you.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, that is WIP by Corvex. We got a memorable vocal, followed by a very long fake out, with another memorable vocal. Using these voices, using these vocals is very helpful and important. And I think this is good. You definitely add like melodies, chords, dark sounds, something besides just drums and voices. You need to make sure it's not empty. Overall drop flow is very low movement. There's not much to dance to because it almost sounds like a sample pack previewing sounds in the sample pack. It's not really flowing in a way where you can move and dance. So to fix this is just simple call and response. 4-bar phrase. Within the 4-bar phrase, you'll have a call, a response, and a fill. And the call, response, and fill all lead up into the snare. So the call will last all the way up into the snare. So if we listen to the beginning of this, Here, the clap is the snare. Same thing. That's the rhythmic point right there. Remember, clap and snare is what we headbang to. That's what we're dancing to. So we've missed the downbeat. We've delayed the downbeat and go and make them start dancing here at the snare. So this would be our call essentially. And then that would be our fill. So this is the 4-bar length. So because this doesn't have a downbeat, which is like the kick on the actual, it's very low energy and we don't know that this is the call. There's no way for us to know this is the call because there's not something significant happening on the downbeat. So instead, when we're thrown into this clap here, that's when the drop starts. And the sounds start playing without really any movement back and forth between one another. Nice. And then the sound is also playing during this. So basically, the call should actually be something different and unique compared to the response. But since the call is happening during the response, it almost sounds like they're all the same. There's not really a difference here. So the call could be something long, for example, like a long sound, a sustained sound, because we're doing something different. If you had fast sounds here, we can do something slow here. But if you do two fast sounds, which is now led by more fast sounds, there's not a difference. And we need to go back and forth between different rhythms, flows, pitches. So if this was fill, you can go back and forth like that. But because it's fast, we're losing that. It's losing a lot of rhythm. So work on the call and response, and you'll be able to step up your game. This dynamic shift though at the end for the fill, that's good. We need that. But just make sure you work on that call. See, that call is basically the same as this response. Cool, easy, go slow to fast. That's going to help, man, a whole lot over there. Good job, though. Good job. That's what I'm talking about, Corvex. Up next, we got Attica with the Willian Samplifier Acid Attica remix. Let's get it. I got hiccups. Nice. That's Attica coming in hot with the Attica remix of the Samplifier and the Woolly Acid. Interesting. This is pretty cool. Overall, this tearout is a very hard genre to get. There's a lot going on, very hard to mix. The mix overall sounds like the sub is good, but the mids, like you can't really hear the mids, which are like the main basses. So if you listen to like all you have to do is just compare it to something with the frequency spectrum sounding full, which is like this. So, I mean, if you compare the drop to the original song that you're remixing, the Samplifier and Woolly song, they have it mixed and mastered professionally. So all the frequencies are loud enough and you can hear lows, mids, highs loud enough. Remember compression. We're talking about compression on individual tracks, on groups, on buses, and on the master. You're literally using it everywhere. When you hear the frequencies like this, and then you hear these frequencies, it becomes a lot easier to tell that these frequencies start to sound muffled or contained. Remember, if you're not compressing and bringing out the highs, it'll sound empty. It literally sounds like there's room available in the highs. The sub is full blast, so the low frequencies are full, but like the mids and highs are like low volume almost. So it's very hard to get any type of energy and any dance to this because the mix is very unbalanced right now. Keep in mind too, the kick almost sounds non-existent because it's not being sidechained enough, and the kick and the clap are very low volume compared to all the main basses. The snare is so quiet. Remember, we're dancing to that snare. It's super important that those drums are loud, proud, and making us dance first and foremost. Cool. And then lastly, just you can definitely chill with all the breaks. Remember, in the drop, that's the point where we dance. I mean, we can't really dance in the intro and the breakdown, you know. And when people are DJing, they don't really play the intro. Maybe they'll play the build up, right? It all depends on your song. So you want to make sure that everything has as much energy as possible so that they can dance to. When we're breaking people from the dance, so like sections like this, or sections like this, or like this, like this is just valuable time for people to be dancing, and for you to remove the drums and extend it with a sound, it makes it very hard for people to dance, and these breaks lower the energy in the song. So I would really refrain from doing something like that. You can do these, but you got to make sure you like sprinkle them in, because too much will ruin the energy of your drop, and we never want that. We want it to be full maximum. Yeah. Good job, Attica. Very nice. With the acid bootleg, we got Rage coming up with wait, no, I got this. Hold up. Gosh. Man, dude, I'm trying my best out here, man. Run it, run it, run it. Running it back. Okay, that was Ikalakaloshalabahubi by Rage. Now, there's a lot going on in this song because I kept having to like stop and like take my headphones out and figure out if I'm tripping or not because the mix just sounds insane. I don't understand. And insane, not in a good way. Insane, like in a bad way. Like I can't turn up this song to listen to it because it sounds so loud, but it's saying we're at -6 left. So you must not be using headphones or something, or maybe you're mixing on your MacBook speakers or something, because there's no way that you're listening to this song at a loud level and you're able to keep going, because it's very muddy, it's very loud, it sounds like everything's clipping, and there's no dynamics. Remember, dynamics is the difference between loud and quiet. And with something like this, it just sounds like it's all blasted loud to the maximum. So this is fine, you know? A little bit of mud, a little bit of uncleanliness, but once we get here, the mix is just like really shot out and there's no cleanliness. Remember, we can't just get it loud. We have to sound loud and clean at the same time. So you want to be able to, study audio engineering, learn about signal flow, routing. If you send all your signals just straight to the master, and you have all these loud sounds and intense frequencies, you just cannot expect it to work properly. You have to organize your frequencies, cut them with EQs. There's a lot of work to be done with the stereo image as well, so that everything can fit and blend together and not sound overly crowded or competing with each other, because that's what it sounds like right now. Like, it almost sounds like there's two songs playing at the same time. And that's because there's a lot of distortion, noise, and just a lot of digital unwanted frequencies that are being played. So be very careful with how you boost and pump things. We gotta keep it clean, dawg. We gotta keep it clean, dawg. That's Rage with Iha Kakalakatububi. Up next we have Avo with Tests. We shall see the tests. That is Tests by Avo. Okay, we got a lot of cool different tests. We have different sections like this. The heaviest section, this. And overall, we have a lot of cool sound design going on. Lots of cool dynamic shifts as well, like this. Like that stuff feels beautiful. These cinematic dynamic shifts are super important and very advanced. So it's nice to see stuff like that here. Overall, though, the movement and like flow between this is almost non-existent. This is like a sound design session, it seems like, with drums put in. Like, there's not really anything that tells us that the drop is coming here, you know? Like just the sounds playing, no build up, no tension has been built. So we kind of just get thrown into the drop unexpectedly, and then on top of that, the fake out is the same volume as everything, so there's not a dynamic shift and a difference between the fake out. So when the kick and the drums come, it's very low impact. There's not a lot of energy here like a drop would usually have, and it's very easy to restructure the build up and the fake out so that you can add more energy as soon as that drop hits. And then the call and response with the main synth is just going fast. You know, you want to go back and forth, maybe a slow bass and then go to the fast bass, slow, fast, and go back and forth somehow so that you can add more movement and people can actually dance to this. Same thing with sections like this. The bass just going sustained and then going fast isn't enough. You want that call to be something unique, significant, and then something cool would go next, which is the sound. So once again, just flow, call and response is going to help amp up the energy in those important sections like the drop. If you know what I'm saying. Cool. Up next, we have Spaced Out with the Marshmallow Samplifier Mellow Fire bootleg. That's a lot of fire going on. That's a lot of fire going on. Wee.
Motherfucking gangster till I
Gangsta.
Motherfucking gangster till I motherfucking gangster till I I'm a motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed. Motherfucking motherfucking gangster till I
motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed. Gangster.
Gangsta till I bleed. Alright, cool. Marshmallow, Samplifier, Mellow Fire, Spaced Out Bootleg. Cool. Overall, I'm glad that you're remixing the song. It's a very good idea. The difference though between the actual track and the bootleg or the flip is apparent. You know, it's really easy to tell that you're listening to the original, and then you can tell when it starts to transition to what you're doing. The difference in quality, so like compression quality, mixing quality, and energy quality is something you need to pay attention to. When you guys are remixing or flipping songs, you want to match what is already happening in that song. So if there's a lot of energy, like where's that? Okay, so right here. So if there's a lot of energy with the drums, so you hear the breaks. But then if you listen in the background, the synths, so like the dubstep basses, those are going slow. So things like that, it's real easy to tell that this is something that you're doing compared to something that they're doing. Because whenever something's going fast, especially during a break or a build-up, all the sounds need to be going fast with it so that we can really be speeding up the energy. If something's moving very slow, then we're going to be dancing slow. So even though the drums are moving fast, because that synth is so dominant in the mix and that's moving slow, it's going to change the energy and the feeling of these sections, which usually you would want to make go as fast as possible, build as much tension as possible, because this is the build-up.
I'm a motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed.
Okay, so now we get here. So we should have dropped it here, but we didn't. We're faking it out.
Motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed.
And keep in mind too, the fake out doesn't happen on the downbeat. It happens on the clap. So there's an actual call here. And then we get faked out. So overall, the energy level is really up in the air here. So remember, rising tension, rising energy.
I'm a motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed.
Cool. So you have to really like hyper analyze this section to figure out how we can improve the energy, how the energy right now is dying down. So this section sounds almost completely different. It almost sounds like a breakdown is happening right here rather than a fake out.
Gangster till I fucking bleed.
So it's like, it almost like everything restarts at this point, which we really don't want to happen because we want this whole energy to transition into this fake out to keep the energy rising rather than stop the energy. So that's what it really feels like is happening here.
I'm a motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed.
Yeah, like if it's very hard for people to still keep dancing very high energy like they are here. Like people are like, yeah, yeah.
I'm a motherfucking gangster till I fucking bleed.
See, like energies, like you just can't keep that same energy right there. Fake outs need to keep that energy, so you have to rework your fake out in a way so that we can keep that full energy dance. And then it's really important that there's a dynamic shift that happens, so it almost has to be silent with the vocal right before the drop happens, because if it's the same volume, it's gonna just transition. It just won't transition with maximum energy. Well, that's what we would want. So think about those things, add energy levels, and very important in this first drop, there's a lot of mud because there's a lot of competing frequencies with the sustains and the mid basses.
I'm a motherfucking gangster till I fucking
Motherfucking. So like there. See that sound? This is from the original track. This sounds like it has all the frequencies playing at regular volume, lows, mids, highs. But then when we listen to this, it doesn't sound like that. So it's really easy to tell, like, this is what you're doing and this is something from the original. When you are in this drop here, it should sound fully compressed and have all of its dynamics, like something like this. So that vocal should be a reference point onto how the rest of the mix should be sounding. It almost sounds like all your frequencies are muffled, but at the same time, there's so many frequencies playing and they're competing and they're muddy. So all those mid basses, sustain sounds high frequency. That sounds fine, but there's a lot of layers of mid basses going on here. Lots of spaces, like reverb spaces. So make sure you look at all those, EQ those out, remove any unneeded space. That's going to help a lot with fixing the mud in the mix, because this needs to sound clean, not like it has. It sounds like it doesn't have any dynamics, and we really need to make sure that it sounds like the lows, mids, and highs are all separated and everything's loud and clean and full. When you're dealing with this many sounds and this many layers, it's real easy to make it sound congested, and we have to avoid congestion. Up next, we have Snasta with version 4574. What do we have in store? Let's go. This music's getting loud. I wish my ears would stop ringing. Man, man, Snesta, dude, I think you might be my favorite right now, man. Everything you send all the time. I mean, it can only take you 2 hours and you'll cook up something extremely spicy, but like your sound design and your flow, it's almost like it's almost like you're flexing on us, bro. It's almost like the way you flow and the way everything's moving and the way you keep it, like these sections. Like, or something like this. Like, those are very clean transitions. This shit's so clean. I gotta run this shit back. Like, this sound is just so dirty. So lasery. Hear that sussy in the back, just slowly, gradually rising. These insane dynamic shifts. Like, that shit's clean, bruh. Some things that could be improved, like, you know, this like synth that almost transitions into it, like the washout that makes it very hard to tell that there's a difference between the pre-drop and this. So there's less energy in the drop because of that. Still sounds good, but if you fix it or EQ it or fix that washout in a way where it like ends abruptly on this drop, it'll help with the energy. And then, so like the main synth, right? It sounds like the wide is filled, but maybe we're missing something in the middle. And then there definitely should be a little bit more. Just, you don't have to add heavy compression. Like OTT stands for over the top, so you can't overly compress the sound. We have to minimally compress the sound. So just add a multi-band dynamics. Make sure that you can even turn the mids and the lows off if you want, or keep them on. Turn the inputs up. You literally don't even have to compress. You could just turn up the highs with the compressor and feed it through the compressor to get a nice, clean, dynamic sound. Remember, we're splitting lows, mids, and highs with the multiband dynamics. So we're controlling dynamics, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, do that. It'll sound a lot more professional. We need that main synth to sound like it has full frequencies. The whole song has amazing flow. Very good idea. Keep it up, yo. You're killing the game. All right, good. Up next, Goat Dubs with Darkness. Right here. Look at you guys. You guys look like almost matching brothers. It's the Goat Snesta, or it's the Snesta Goat. You never know. But we're on Goat Dubs. We got Darkness. We have a parentheses. It says it's a demo. Whoa.
Ready.
Go to depths. With darkness, once again, my ears are ringing. They are on Ringtown. Nevertheless, I digress. Let's progress. F the stress. We got goat dubs with the darkness. So, overall, quality of the mix. Nice. Lows, mids, highs, we can fill them. Pretty good flow. Pretty cool sound design. The 4 to the floor, though, at the end. Honestly, dude, this isn't the best choice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, this reminds me. Like, I'm always the one to say, like, yo, you can blend every genre. We're the genre blenders. You know what I'm saying? But then you go to a festival like Lost Lands, and then you see that one house stage chilling right there in the corner, playing all them bass house tracks. And then all the other people are just headbanging, literally dancing to a whole different rhythm, a whole different vibe, man. And then you walk past that bass house stage and you're like, dang, dude, that feels almost out of place. And before I went to Lost Lands, I'm like, you know what? Everything can be together. We can make a festival with just dubstep. We can make it with it all. But it just really isn't like that, man. Because with music, with these frequencies that we're playing, that we're creating, they bring out different emotions and different feelings and different energies. And it's very hard to just blend and mix those energies. That's why literally we have genres. That's why. Because like it just brings it all different. And as time progresses, we can slowly make and blend genres together and make them work with new ideas from the universe. But dude, I'm just saying, like 4 to the floor playing at the end of this dubstep track really, really changes the energy. And it doesn't change it for good. It doesn't add any energy at all, because the 4 to the floor beat now, because remember, halftime is kick, snare, kick, snare. There's space and there's enough room for the other basses and sounds to play. With 4 to the floor, it's just kick, 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 kick. That kick is taking up so much of the mix that all the other sounds now have to compete with this constant kick playing. And because of that, it becomes a whole different thing. That's why techno and all these genres that are made at 4 to the floor at a really fast tempo, like 140 to 180, these 4 to the floor genres will be doing a lot of different things rhythmically and with automation to make sure that the kick is working. It's all about the kick, man. That kick controls life. Kick controls life. Write it down. Take a picture. Overall, drop.
Ready.
This sounds pretty sick. Especially that horn.
Ready.
And then the same rhythm just goes dirty, you know.
Ready.
But honestly, like, you have to remember, if you just play the same rhythm over and over, it gets repetitive and predictable. Like, we know what's going to happen next because you're playing the same thing over and over. You switch. Jesus, what's going on? My computer's dying. You switch the rhythms towards the end, but it's not actually happening fast enough because it starts to get repetitive faster than that. Dude, what is going on with my computer? What? Yeah, I think OBS wants to kill me or something. What's going on? Okay. I think we're good. Cool. So basically, if you do call and response within a 4-bar phrase in your drop, it'll be adding a lot more movement, and it becomes really hard to predict what's happening next. That's what the energy is about. Energy dies down if we know what's going to happen next. Energy speeds up if we get surprised, if new things keep happening. So you want to remember that when working with your phrasing and call and response. It's going to help a lot, if you know what I'm saying. I think we're good. All right, good job. Go Dubs, coming in with some heat with darkness. Up next, we got the Tree Amigos. Let me go ahead and double check some things here and make sure my computer's not going to die. I don't know what's been going on, but this MacBook is slowing down on me right now, and it's never done this before. So we're going to have to just make it work. I'm going to, let me get something. All right. Let's listen to Almost Conscious.
What do we know about the human brain? To put it another way, what can a brain know about itself? Chemical flows, electrical currents. Some liken it to this, a computer. But unlike this or any other computer that's been built so far, the brain is conscious. It's aware of itself. Shit up. Why are there conscious mental experiences at all?
god. I think the MacBook was about to die. I think that's what was going on. Dude. The MacBook said it was charging. I did. Oh my god. I know what was going on. My iPhone is plugged into my Mac, and I think my Mac was trying to charge off my iPhone. I mean, it was trying to die. Oh, Lord. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Very good. We're going to have to listen to the end of this song because I lost it. Let's go ahead and get back in here real quick.
Eventually falls short of providing us with a complete understanding of everything. Because for us, they are intrinsically unanswerable.
Pass it down.
They are at the boundaries of
Did
the
you guy at a time, my guy? No, you're good. All right. That is the Tree Amigos. That was Conscious. Almost. Discord, please open and stop being a weirdo. Okay, vocals, very amazing. That's really important to us getting a good song, good idea. The voice is important.
That's all any other computer to speed up so far.
Now, it sounds like the voice is almost competing with that other sound, so you want to make sure that the voice blends with the frequencies that are playing with it. And when we get to the drop, it's almost hard to tell that the drop is coming. I think this one is dying, bro.
Why are there conscious mental experiences at all?
Alright, well, sorry, Discord's tripping, making everything go crazy. Cool, so yeah, when we get to the drop as well, we want to make sure that there is movement flow. We don't want to just have random sounds playing. There has to be some sort of composition where things flow with one another so that we can dance. So it's like boom, dun, 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 dun. It's simplified. Then you have a different section coming on here. So remember, within our phrase, extend it because you're going to make things a lot more complicated. You want to do those at like more advanced levels. The easiest way to do it is just to figure out how to make people dance within 4 bars first. Like, if you're making this first 4 bars, you can't expect to wait for this 4 bars to start dancing here. You have to be dancing the whole time in the drop. So the energy levels has to be high this whole time. Because if you just listen to this for 4 bars, it sounds like empty. Like you're stopping everything at the clap. So we're like missing these huge sections that we need to be dancing in. So the whole flow and rhythm of these 4 bars is just not something to dance to. And it almost seems like you wanted us to listen to this and then this is where the energy comes. But it just doesn't work like that. So remember, call and response, 4 bars, make people dance, make people move. That's what all you guys need to do that, please. All of you. It's very rare that one of you guys is perfecting the call and response. So make sure you work on that first because energy and movement is everything in dance music. Up next, we got Shot Dub. I don't even know about know who. Can someone in the Discord let me know about a know who? Please, Discord, just open. Oh, we're good, dude. God works just like that. Okay. So, that was the Three Amigos. Up next, we have Jack Lowe with Shot a Dub. Let's get it done. You know we're getting it done. We're getting it done. You know we're getting it.
Okay, let's try something different.
Ooh, give me the wiggly jigglies. Give me some of the wiggly jigglies. Oh, hold up. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Ooh. Okay, dude, this is actually felt pretty good. Honestly, the only part I didn't think was super good was, I guess, the first drop here. Oh, not that part. Yeah, so like, it's almost like these frequencies are competing with each other. It doesn't sound empty and clean. I mean, it doesn't sound full and clean like it does over here. So like highs are playing, and then we got mids and lows. It's just like clean. It's simple, but we have everything. So you can just like the highs are playing, but you're like focused on the lows, and then you just like get lost in a trance almost. That's really important. That's good music. That's very psychedelic. Compared to this, where things are almost competing, you're trying to focus on something while we're not really getting lost. Lots going on. It's very hard to know what to focus on and get lost. So just kind of try to remember that when making this really dynamic psychedelic music. This is really good. Like this space and the atmosphere that you're using it very well. You're not stacking spaces, it seems like. So like these dynamic shifts are sick. Lots of cool psychedelic sounds. And then lastly, just the snare is just so loud. Clap is so loud. I mean, we need to turn this up a lot to listen to it, but we can't because the snare slash clap, I mean, whatever it is, it's just too loud. Turn that down. Make sure you have good headphones and a good interface so you know your levels proper. Good job, though. That's what I like to see, Jack Lowe. I was coming in clean. S-Spin. Nightmare versus Mark the Infinite. We shall see.
Has been a strong Aspen on that. I love Aspen style. I want to say this to him now that we on camera. Yeah, Aspen, super dope. I've seen a couple of his battles. I love that he's got his own style. So I want to bring that out. Like everybody's doing beats, but he's got his distinct style. There's a couple people that are on his side. They stay with it.
Okay.
Styles, and his actually fits the battle aesthetic too really well. So keep crushing it. I can't wait to see what he does. He's ever too our shit just as he keeps being on here. I know he's gonna go crazy.
Welcome to your nightmare, Marquis.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win.
This is the VIP.
I guess we'll never know.
I'll always be with you. Hiding in your dreams. Getting stronger every night. Sleep well, Mark. Don't you dare wake up.
We're ready. It's that time. Let's see what we got. X, bless us up. See, we got it. The moment of truth. The moment of truth.
I'm coming with y'all. I'm coming with the people. I'm coming with the people. With the
Go
reload.
crazy. Go crazy.
Throw them dummies in the chat.
Shit.
Wow. Dude, I must say, you were really good with your cinematic Foley and sound effects and creating an atmosphere and a scene and an environment, because that isn't always the easiest thing. Easiest thing to do. In audio school, they taught us how to do Foley and make music for movies. And it's really fun and unique and creative, and you're doing it well here. Unfortunately, though, like the overall like dance music sections of this song are very out of place, abnormal. There's a lot of weird things going on, and it's very hard to wrap my mind around it, honestly, because I mean, like this section, for example, we're like, all right, so there's a lot to unpack here. So let's just start with the first drop.
This is the VIP.
This is all sounding nice and fun. I'm expecting something super heavy right here, because you built a pretty nice tension right here. Let's listen to that.
Welcome to your nightmare, Marquis.
Everybody wants to know what I would.
Like, I mean, as soon as we hear that, we're dancing fast. I mean, we're expecting something heavy, fast, high energy at the drop.
Everybody wants to know
Hey,
what I would.
and you have an amazing, I mean, your vocal sample choice is amazing, man. And you got them on time, which is really nice. So this is good too.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win.
This is the VIP.
Yeah. See, like, that's honestly disappointing because the amount of energy that's built right here and for you to undeliver is underwhelming. We want to over deliver and make people surprised and get people just freaking out, doing the bass face and literally ripping their clothes off because the energy is so high. That's what this music literally can do. And our favorite artists, especially making around this BPM, they're doing it, and you can reference their tracks so that you can figure out how they're doing it too.
This is the VIP.
So this drum and bass break, we should go into a drum and bass flow, but we don't. We go into like a dubstep flow. We go half time. So we go from super fast to slow. And because of that, the energy drops significantly. It's sad, honestly. So all these basses, all this sound design doesn't really matter because if you listen to the full context, I mean, we're not just listening to the drop, we're listening to the whole song. So we need everything to flow from one to another. And right now it's not flowing. There's many sections like this where there's abrupt switches in timing. Like right here. Like it just slows down out of nowhere right here. Like that can't happen, man.
Guess we'll never.
And then it's like we're building up here.
I guess we'll never know.
And we're expecting another drop right here, but you don't drop it. And you like add a breakdown here, which is super loud. There's nothing to dance to. So just the overall composition and phrasing is just really wacky. And you need to make sure you have something that people can dance to, you know? We're listening to these songs for the drop. It's plain and simple. The drop is where the most energy is. That's why people like dance music. So just focus on the drops. Focus on those sections where people are going to be dancing the most. And make sure your transitions are well thought out because you want those transitions to go really clean, just like we do in DJing. I hope you are DJing. Make sure all you guys are DJing. DJing is the easiest thing to learn. Transitioning, mixing, simple EQ like low, mid, high are fundamentals to learn before you get into production. Production is a lot harder, a lot more complex, a lot more things to know and understand. But you know what it is. Overall, good job though, dude. Really good idea. Make sure you simplify. Work on composition, phrasing. It's gonna help a lot. Transitions. You know what I'm saying, dog. You know what I'm saying. Up next, we have Liam Western with the Dripment WIP feedback stream. Sounds so good. Let's go ahead and get it done for the get done.
I'll give you the easy way out. It's just death. Make it quick. No one is promised tomorrow. I will not be dishonored. I will decide my fate. One blade.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Okay, that is the Dripment WIP feedback stream by Liam Western. Okay, overall, pretty good idea. Unfortunately, the drop gets very repetitive over time. It actually gets extra repetitive in some sections. I mean, when things start to get super repetitive like this, and like we know what's going to happen, and you're barely making any changes over time, it becomes very hard to listen to. It almost becomes so repetitive that you want to stop it. And that is very bad. We never want to hit stop on a song. You know, there has to be enough movement, change, and variation over time for us to keep listening and keep the audience or the listener engaged. Right now, only this section, which is about 8 bars, or it's actually 16 bars, is, oh my gosh. This is 32 bars. So that means after 32 bars, you keep playing the same melody. So this makes a lot of sense on why it sounds extra repetitive. 32 bars is usually the length of your drop. 16 bars could be good too. But like if this is 8 bars right here. Ooh, gosh. Playing all the songs at the same time sounds like like the frequencies of Satan or something. Oh my God, that is not a good time. Much more soothing. Okay, so unfortunately this is super quiet. It's negative 13 lufs. You want to be in the single digits, definitely. So negative 6, you know, should be like the maximum lufs. Then your main synth, the main wub wub wub, the reverb's on it. We need the reverb, but now we're like drowned in reverb and it's too wet. So usually, I mean, what always happens in professional audio is you would use your reverb in parallel. So you have your dry signal playing and then you bring in the wet signal in parallel. So they're both playing at the same time, dry and wet. If it's only wet, then we lose the energy and intensity of our main synth, which is very important. We can't have that happen. So control your reverb. Use your reverb in parallel, please. That's going to help a lot. These sections are very fire. Super clean movement. The vocals are amazing. Very, very good. Sounding very professional over here. And then the atmosphere that's playing in the background, make sure you EQ and kill all the lows so that it blends with the rest of the mix. We don't want that atmosphere to be too loud. It's good. It needs to be there in the background, but take away the lows. Never want them lows to be playing on some atmos. Good job, man. Good job. That's Liam Western. Up next, we got Siege with Chief Keef Save Me. Siege Remix, WIP 2024 0610 192572079 or so 17. I added some numbers at the end there, but that don't matter because we got Chief Keef coming in. Let's go, Siege. Let him know, Siege.
I don't like no fucking problem. She give me trouble.
Cool. That saved me. Overall, this sound is pretty intense. Almost sounds pretty muddy. It's very hard to turn it up loud because it's super loud. Lots of harsh frequencies being played. There's not a lot of dynamics. You really want to make sure that you use EQ very like a lot, honestly. You're going to need to use EQ on almost all your tracks and make sure that everything's super clean. You fix your harsh frequencies and spread them out so they all have space. And this change in pitch isn't really enough to add variation. There's not a call and response. You're just throwing us into the main riff here, it seems like. Yeah, you just start going bam, bam, bam. That'll get repetitive over time. You need some type of call and response. You gotta have some type of movement here. Yeah, you're just playing the same thing over and over, so just be careful. That's gonna get predictable. If we can predict what's gonna happen next, we're not gonna be surprised, and therefore, the energy shall be lower. That is an unfortunate thing. We don't want to run into unfortunate things. You want to be happy men. You want to be happy guys. So make sure you get it done. Good job though, Siege. Good idea. Keep it up. Chief Keef is going to get you everything you need in your life. Sapped Reference by Lazy. Let's go ahead and check it out. Boom, boom. Nice. We got some wubby dubbies. You always know I love me. Some wubby dubbies. It doesn't sound like we have a sub in here, though. So, it sounds very empty, this whole thing. It doesn't sound finished. We need there to be sub bass in here for sure. Remember, we're making bass music. So, the sub bass is actually one of the most important things in this genre and in life. Cool. And then make sure you do some type of call and response. You don't want to just have the thing just playing over and over again. You want to have some movement between maybe two different basses, two different sounds, so that we can go back and forth and new things keep happening over time. Overall, nice atmosphere, nice ambience that you have going on here. This is really sounding like almost an intro rather than a drop. So check out energy levels. Make sure that you can dance as much as possible within a 4-bar phrase. And then keep duplicating that onwards so you could get something nice. Cool. Last, we have Colium with Caskets, Laskin Echoes, Colium remix. Let's go.
I think I lost my mind. Everything I knew came falling down. Anything I built comes crashing down. I'm pleading God, not now. Save me from my sins before I leave. Free me from the weight so I can breathe. The more for myself, the more I feel it creeping in. I think I lost my mind again. The more for myself, the more I feel it creeping in. I think I lost my mind again. Picturing my ending beneath the yellow rose. I don't recall this type of feeling. It's inside my bones. My soul steadies back and left me. I burn the bridge within. Just another wasted human weighing down this skin. And all you wanna do is take me, break me, hide me away, or you can shake me, blame me, put me at the stake on a lie. 'Cause my own mind will take the fall. I'm being alive, and then I break it if I try. The more I fool myself, the more I feel it creeping in. I think I lost my mind again.
Nice. That's Caskets, Lost in Echoes, Collium remix. Nice. Great song choice. Very, very good song choice. Is this actually a remix? Do you have the stems? Is this an official remix or is this a bootleg or a flip? There's a big difference. One's official, one's not. One can go on Spotify, one cannot. I would love to know. Because if you got the official stems for them, that would be so sick. Great song choice. The original song has a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. It's very nice. You have two different drops, one future bass, one dubstep. The future bass one sounds pretty basic. I mean, the chords, there's not really much changing over time. So the chords start to get repetitive, the main riff. But it sounds good. But remember, the thing that's really holding it is that vocal. But over time, it starts to get repetitive. So you want to add voicings, add more voicings. You change the voicings, change the chord rhythmic pattern. There's many things that you can do to change and add variation over time. So please don't just leave it static and leave it the same quarter note flow. This is pretty good. The transition can be worked on. It feels a little bit awkward here. And when we get to the drop, there could be more compression. It sounds a little bit empty in the highs as well. And overall dynamics, it's just not a lot. I mean, the whole song that you're doing has a lot of dynamics. You can tell the difference between loud and quiet. So when we get to a song or section like this, where it's heavy dubstep basses playing at a very loud level, it's very easy to just send everything clipping, to zero. And we need to somehow preserve dynamics and make things loud and quiet and still have that feeling so it doesn't feel unnatural compared to all the other sections that played before. I mean, there was 3 minutes that played before this drop. So you want to make sure that this drop blends and sounds like the rest of the track mix-wise. And there is something at the beginning. It sounded like one of the vocals was off time or maybe off key. We have to check real quick.
I think I lost my mind. Everything I knew came.
All right, I'm going to line everything up to time. This is 150. Should be.
I think I lost my mind. Everything I knew came falling down. Anything I built comes crashing down.
Okay, yeah, so right here. I mean, we're having some pretty major timing issues going on. We gotta check this. Hold on, we're just gonna double check this metronome is on time everywhere. Okay, so just so you know, the metronome is our perfect timing guideline. You have perfect timing in your drop. This is how the metronome should feel, but in your intro, it does not feel like that. And check, we have to make sure that everything is perfect in time, especially with these vocals in an original. I'm sorry, in a remix or a bootleg or a flip. We have to make sure those original vocals are perfect in time with our new one. Everything's good here. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2. So that break that came in off time compared to what the timing is, when he starts saying down, he almost sounds stretched and off time. Like he doesn't say down at the right time. Yeah, it just gets real off time right there because that break might be off time. So double check that. Yeah, that all looks good. So yeah, so the vocal might not even be off time. It's just that break is making everything feel off time there. So check the break in the background. Make sure that's perfect. Yeah, everything else is good. Cool. Timing. That's really it. Just a little break in the background. You know what it is, you know what it ain't. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. This is the live stream feedback 59. Submit your tracks in my Discord. Hit me up if you have any questions. Thank you guys for coming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my YouTube. This will be up tonight.